Hello and welcome to the Ruth MacFit podcast, where we're redefining what it means to feel great in midlife. I'm Ruth, coach and creator of the No Crap Cake Method, a simple, no-nonsense approach to fat loss, fitness, and feeling your best without giving up everything you love. If you're ready to ditch your all-or-nothing mindset, build habits that stick, and say no to the crap that drains you, then you're in the right place. Let's go. Hello and welcome back. I'm very happy to be here. We're chatting today about one of my favourite topics, and that's holidays. I absolutely love summer and getting away. I feel really lucky to be going away again this summer, doing something similar to last year. Those of you who followed me for a while might remember that during the COVID year, I actually lived in Barbados for a year. Last year, we did a house swap with a lady over there and stayed for 6 weeks. This year, she's invited us to do the swap again. So we're heading over for 4 weeks. I am so grateful and I'm already excited, even though it's not until the end of July. But I know that many people are currently away or gearing up for the holidays, especially because it's half term here in England. So I want to talk about how we approach our holidays when we have a fat loss goal, a busy family, and limited control. We'll be covering mindset, practical tips, and of course the no crap cake method that can support you through your holiday. Let's start talking first about what to do if your holiday is still 4, 6, 8 weeks away, and so on. This is a brilliant opportunity to check your mindset. It's so easy to treat the holiday as a finish line. Like, I'll be good until my holiday. I just want to lose this much weight before I go on holiday. Holidays can be a great motivation for consistency, and I'm not against them being used as a goalpost. But the problem with treating them as an endpoint is that we create this sense of desperation. You might restrict calories more, cut out food groups, go harder with your routine, and that can often then lead to burnout or even a binge before the suitcase is even packed. Then on holiday, because you've been all or nothing, you hit fuck it, you feel bloated, uncomfortable, and come home feeling out of control. It's not always that you've gained weight, it's just that sudden change and that discomfort, and then that continuation, what we do from then onwards. What I know for sure is that fat loss is easier when you feel calm. When you take the pressure off and focus on what you can do, you become more consistent. People think they need to just push harder, right, to see results. But often the reason it's been so hard in the past is because they've been all or nothing. So instead of aiming for smaller by the time you go away, aim to feel stronger, calmer, and more in control of your choices. A 2022 review in the Appetite Journal found that rigid dieting is associated with overeating and poor weight maintenance long term, where flexible restraint, which is basically the no crap cake method, supports better control and psychological well-being. And then once you've checked your mindset, decide what you actually want your holiday to look like with regards to your goals. There is absolutely no shame in saying that you don't want to focus on fat loss whilst you're away, that you just want to maintain or keep up some of the healthy habits, but maintenance is going to be the end goal for you after the holiday. Making that decision in advance gives you that peace of mind. It prevents any guilt spirals that might happen, and it keeps you from falling into that indecision. You know what your aim is. You are relaxing a bit, but you're not giving up. It empowers you to choose, which I'm all about, because we always have a choice, and that feels good. So what can you manage while you're away? And this goes back to those non-negotiables that I'll often talk about. When we think about our busiest, most stressful days, and what can you do? Maybe it's having a glass of water each morning, getting outside for a walk, or prioritizing protein at meals. These are the things to bring on holiday with you. You're not giving up. You're just doing what you realistically can without ruining the holiday. So we fall back, because this is also where the no crap cake condition comes in and fits in very nicely. On holiday, you are going to be surrounded by incredible food, and you don't need to say no to food. You just want to say no to the bang average stuff. that stuff that adds nothing to your experience at all. And say yes to the homemade desserts that you've really been looking forward to. Maybe say yes to a glass of wine you actually enjoy, instead of saying yes to the crappy croissant at breakfast that's been sitting there for ages. A question that I'll often ask myself on holiday is, am I going to find something better later? You know, you don't have to eat everything now. You're often away for more than a day and you can always try something else tomorrow. So focus on prioritizing the enjoyment, but avoid that scarcity mindset where you're worried that you'll never see that thing again. The aim isn't to restrict, but it is always going to be intentional. I was recently at Borough Market in London, and it's so easy to walk around there and want to try everything. But equally, it can be so overwhelming when you're trying to choose the best thing that you don't know what to choose. And again, going for things that are harder to get at home is a condition that I would put in. I'd be like, I can get one of those and I know it's incredible at home. So instead, I'm going to try something that I really can only get here. I'm very fussy with ice cream too. I don't know if anyone else is like that, but if I'm walking past and that ice cream looks pretty average and I've decided that it's ice cream that I'm going to be enjoying that day, then I'm going to be waiting until I find an incredible place to get my ice cream from. Mindset becomes even more important, I think, when we're on an all-inclusive holiday, because scarcity mindset can really kick in hard here, especially because we feel like we've paid for it and that we need to get our money's worth. And there's that abundance of food and drink. But I want you to remember these points, and that is that you can eat again later if you get hungry, because there is food everywhere. You don't have to finish your plate if you have unintentionally put a little bit too much on it. And you can go back for more. In an ideal world, you're going to fill your plate with protein and veg first. There's loads of grilled meats, salads, omelettes at breakfast time. Those are normally available at an all-inclusive. And then at the dessert table, take a closer look before you decide it all looks amazing, because often it's the same things each night. So choose something and know that there is a chance that it will be there again, that it doesn't matter if you don't have everything on that first night. Another top tip at all-inclusive is, don't feel like you need to start piling onto your plate first. Walk around, peruse, take a look at the different options before you decide what you're going to have. And they also will often put up the themes for the night on a board so you can see what days they might have different things in different areas. And if you're in self-catering accommodation, breakfast can absolutely be your anchor of the day. You know, it might be that you're having some eggs or yogurt, fruit, some toast, whatever it is. Aiming to have plenty of protein and fibre at breakfast can help you feel more in control the rest of the day. So just focusing on that, being like, while I'm on holiday, one of my non-negotiables is that I'm going to have a solid breakfast with protein and veg. And for me, I find that I move more when I'm on holiday because I haven't got so many other things that are pulling my attention to different directions. But for others, they might see that holidays are a time to just literally sit back and relax. So when you're thinking about those holiday non-negotiables, I would aim to focus on movement without too much pressure. Stopping working out, like, again, I quite like to do a workout while I'm away, but it's normally a slightly different type of workout that doesn't have any pressure attached to it. But stopping your workouts for 1 or 2 weeks isn't going to make a big difference in the grand scheme of things. So choose movement that doesn't have the pressure, and instead maybe decide that you're going to go for a morning walk, or that you're going to swim a bit more, or run around and play a game on the beach with the kids, just staying active in a way that feels fun for you. And if you're used to tracking steps, it might be that you set a holiday minimum that's very realistic in comparison to what you're doing back home. Like I said, I normally find it easier to get steps away, but depending on how hot it is and where you are, then that might change as well. There was actually a 2019 systematic review that showed even light physical activity improves mood and well-being. And because we want to be having fun and feeling good when we're on holiday, it's not that you have to train, but we do want to maintain some movement because it's just going to help us feel better. So bear that in mind as well. And when it comes to alcohol, I think enjoy it, then stop when it stops being fun, right? And I know a lot of people be like, I find it's always fun. But there's normally a point of diminishing return. I mean, I think some people are quite good at sensing this. You can have like the no hangover rule. I know that in the past when I was drinking, I would know when that was. I think it was probably having children that made me very aware of that, because you don't want to have a hangover and toddlers right in the house. So I think I was very good at knowing when I'd had enough. My husband, on the other hand, now he's rubbish at that. It's really rubbish. And he would ask me to tell him. But anyway, neither of us drinks much these days. But when I'm on holiday, might be a time where I do decide that I'm going to drink. But again, not past the point of diminishing return, and not as a reaction to stress, just there to sip and enjoy every drop. Think less often and more enjoyable. Now let's talk about slowing down. Holidays are the perfect time to practice slowing down in general. Slowing down our eating, slowing down our choices, our drinking, our thinking. Aim to put your fork down between bites, engage in conversation, choose foods that take time to chew, like fruits and salads. Studies show that eating slowly significantly reduces food intake and increases satiety. So the slower you eat, the more satisfied you feel. And it isn't that pressure then. You've chosen those foods that make you eat slower. And it's not like, I can't have that. You're just taking more notice. And use this slower pace as well to reflect what's been working in your routine. What do you want to continue when you get home? You could even jot down some intentions in your notes app or do a bit of journaling while you're away. And then when it comes to coming home, this is where many people struggle. It's often not the holiday that causes issues, but the chaos afterwards. You're tired, you've got no food in, the washing is endless, and you're feeling overwhelmed. So when you're feeling calm and you're on holiday, plan ahead. Book an online shop that arrives soon after you get back. Don't make it for the moment you walk in the door, maybe the next morning. And if you've not gone on holiday yet, it's a really good idea to put a few healthy meals in the freezer before you go away. Have a go-to meal plan for that first night back. Make it comforting and protein rich, but not something you've got to think about when you've walked through the door and you've got all of that luggage. And then we go back to those minimum non-negotiables. Again, you've got home, but you've got those to fall back on. You're not expecting perfection from yourself. What we can manage will change day to day, and we need to be able to adapt and adjust. That stops us falling into that all or nothing mindset. So we know what we can manage on the days where we're more tired, more exhausted, but we can strive for more if we feel like we can. So set those minimum non-negotiables for that week that you're back: a walk, a glass of water, a decent breakfast. Don't aim for perfection. Just reconnect with the habits that support you. And remember, if you're jumping on the scales as soon as you get back from holiday, you likely will have gained weight, but it might not be body fat. Our weight can fluctuate so much, and the different food choices you've been making while away, the fact that you've been traveling, there may well be some water retention there. So if you are going to weigh, if you are somebody that likes to weigh, waiting 5 days or so can be a good idea, just to let your body get back to routine again. But try and let go of the idea that you've failed if your weight changes by a pound or two. What matters is how you return to those habits and routines, and the no crap cake method gives you the tools. You get to decide what's worth saying yes to and what you're ready to leave behind. And before I go, I want to share the story of one of my clients. She went away with a maintenance goal. She wasn't aiming to lose weight, but she was focusing on enjoying her time away, staying active, and using the no crap cake condition. And she actually lost weight while she was away. She'd been away in America. Let me read you the message that she sent me. It says, I jumped on the scales. This is just after getting back, by the way. This is not a time I would normally be encouraging people to weigh, but she did. I jumped on the scales, and drum roll, please. I've lost weight, only a little bit, but I'm down to the next stone bracket. All while on holiday in the USA, just so pleased that I didn't go mad and overindulge. The no crap cake mentality worked. The best thing is that she felt relaxed and in control and came back with momentum, not guilt, and that really is the magic of this approach. If this episode has helped shift your mindset around holidays and fat loss, then please share it with someone who's heading away soon. And if you want help building habits that last long after your holiday's over, then come and join us inside the No Crap Cake Method. You can find the different membership options at www.ruthmacfit.com. You can also find me on Instagram at ruthmacfit. I love answering your questions about health and fitness, so please do feel free to ask away. As always, thank you for being here. Go and enjoy your holiday. Say no to the crap cake and yes to feeling great in midlife. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.